back. Had to do a little wardrobe change.
Yeah, that hat was hot.
I'm back. So, I'm going to ask you a question now, Ty.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about Queen Mel?
Her butt. No.
It is a nice butt.
Favorite non-sexual thing?
No. I love her drive and her like passion. She's very like, when she gets her mind to something, it's gonna get done. She's like, I'm gonna do something. She gets all into something. It's all or nothing with her. It's like, I'm very into it, and that could be about work. It could be about me. It could be about planning even the simplest thing, like a little trip. She's like, every little thing is this, and want it to be perfect, and this.
Okay.
The big extravagant thing. She's all the way in on something with her emotions, with her feelings, with her ideas of it. So she's just very passionate, very all in all. I think she's a very big drive on those things. So I love that. Love that about her.
That's nice. That's nice. Same question.
And her butt.
I mean, you do have a nice butt.
Thank you. You want to see it? Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll be sure to put all the info on this video. So I'm gonna ask you the same thing. What do you like about Ty?
I like that he's not afraid to be himself.
It's not my butt.
It's a nice butt, but it's not your butt. I like that he's not afraid to be himself, like, and be like as open as he is, and be, you know, like, Ty gonna be Ty. Like, even when we was like just friends, that's what I like the most about him. I'm like, okay, like, he don't give a fuck. Like, he don't do what he want to do. Like, and I thought that was cool because I'm very much so the same way. Like, you know, like, I'm not afraid to be who I am, and I think that's why we get along so well, because, you know, he's not afraid to be himself, and he's not worried about what other people think about him. And I feel like a lot of men get very caught up in, like, you know, validation and shit like that, and he's not looking for that. He's comfortable within himself. He's very confident. He's standing on the man that he is. Like, you know, he gonna stand on his word regardless. And I was like, you can't do nothing but respect that and love that about him, because he ain't changing for nobody. So it is what it is, and I ain't looking to change a man. So I think that's why we mesh.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Yours sounds so much better than mine.
Sorry.
I want to redo.
Okay, so
No,
if you wanna-
I don't want to redo.
all right.
I was gonna say he definitely.
I'm not
don't
gonna-
do it.
I'm
He's
not
just
gonna
saying-
top
he's
that.
saying shit.
I'm not going to.
He's literally just
I mean,
saying
it's
shit.
not a competition. It's not a competition.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. What?
We're very competitive.
Everything is a
That's another
competition.
And the winner is.
Everything's a competition. She won that
We are
round.
very competitive people.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I can't wait. Like, I am manifesting and praying over the fact that this is gonna be a very long-lasting relationship, and I can't wait to get with like the older couples. You know, when we're a little bit older, and like whoop their ass and everything. Cause like I'm not that great at like the super duper athletic shit, but I'm learning. Like, we went bowling the other night, like me, him, and his mom and a friend, and like. They like watching them bowl. I was like, oh yeah, they grew up doing this shit. I'm like, y'all was going crazy, like, you know. And then we like it hyped me up when we did like another round, because then me and him was on the same team, and I got a fucking strike. I'm like, I'll never strike out.
I coached the hell out of you. Ooh.
Yeah, that was
Come
good.
on now.
We love the arcade. We're those type of people. We do dinner dates, but you know, we're very active people, so we're not like, you know,
Yeah.
super duper
Dinner in the
quiet. Like, let's talk. Like, we've been together all week. What we gonna talk about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't ask you how your day was. I was there all day. Like, you feel me?
Right.
Like, I know everything already. So we'll be at dinner, and you know, like, we just like to get tipsy and play Monopoly or play poker or do something like that. And we like going to the arcade, and I'm cool with that, because I've never really been like a let's sit down and talk about life dinner date type of person, because we had those conversations when we had those conversations. So
Right. You don't need to
you know what I mean?
go
Like,
to
we
a
mesh
restaurant to have a conversation.
Yeah, like, you feel me?
get
I mean, it's nice. Like, you know, I get why people like stuff like that, but we're just very active, antsy people. So.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so someone told me,
Somebody talking shit.
Point 'em out.
no. No, it's I was having a conversation with someone that I was trying to date, and we were talking about two of her friends, and she was telling me that one of the friends had lied to, like, she lied to her girlfriend when they first started dating about certain things, and so they both feel like little white lies are okay when you first meet somebody and start dating. How do y'all feel about that?
Define little white lies for me.
I'm trying to think of what she said she lied about, and I was like, that's so unnecessary. That's so unnecessary to lie.
I feel like a little white lie is like,
no.
oh, I don't own hella socks.
I don't ever fart.
Yeah. I never said that. But yeah. Never said that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think I farted the second time.
that's harmless. That's harmless, but it was something.
That's what I mean. That's why it's important to know what a little white lie is.
Yeah, because she said that she didn't know how long they were gonna be together. So
I get that.
She said she just didn't. She didn't want to tell her everything, and I was just like, why just not say?
Let me go first.
Wait,
please.
Wait,
okay, no, it's not yours.
Here's why that confuses me, right? You don't know how long we're gonna be together, right? So it's like, oh, if we're not gonna be together very long, then I'm not gonna tell him this and this. I'm just gonna lie about this. We're not gonna be together very long. If we're not gonna be together very long, why does it matter if you tell them that?
Exactly.
And if you are gonna be together for a long time, then they definitely didn't know it. Either way, why hide that information?
That's the way
Why
I
is that
feel.
information not worth putting out there if it's something that, whether you're together for a little bit and you're not gonna be together after that, then whether they know it or not isn't important. If it comes up now, the instance of being like, oh, I'm just gonna freely give up this information if I don't plan on being with you for an extended period of time and I know it's gonna end here in XYZ, might be a different situation.
Than lying,
Than lying. Not freely giving up information on a situation that you don't see going past a certain point. I can understand that. But if they ask you about it and it's like, well, I don't see it going past this, then yeah, be honest about it. There's no point in lying on a situation like that, period.
I agree with that.
I see both sides, right? So I use like my past dating experience for an example. Like, I was kind of on the fence sometimes. It depends on like who the guy is, right? I was kind of on the fence sometimes to like tell them, because you know, for some fucking reason, everybody's favorite question is like, what do you do? Like, why are you so nosy? We can talk about anything else. Why do you want to know what I do? Because that's a whole conversation within itself.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, what did she do?
She lied about what she did for a living. That's what it was.
Because people are so quick to ask that question, right? And it's not necessarily to say that everybody's so ready. Don't cut me off.
No, I'm not. I'm just thinking.
Because he'll do that. But like, it's like, that's a very prominent question. And it's funny, me and my mom was talking about this the other day. But I feel like if somebody's not ready yet to tell you exactly what they do, they don't necessarily have to lie. But you know, like, I feel like for some people that could be a more personal question, because either some people aren't really proud of what they do, or some people, like, you know, it takes more explaining that they actually want to explain. So I feel like for me, like, I wouldn't necessarily like lie to a dude, but also in my head, I'm like, okay, like, you know, it makes sense. Like, if this isn't a person that's gonna stay around for long, or if it is a person that's gonna stay around for long, okay, whatever, just tell the truth, keep it a buck. But, you know, for me particularly, it was a lot of explaining to do. Right. And I know once I say what I do, it's going to go into a whole conversation. It's like, I don't really want to talk about that right now. You're trying to interject. You keep trying to
I'm not trying to interject. I just think that's an interesting topic on, like, what do you do? You know, that was a very specific one. I'm like, okay, that makes sense on something like, oh, why someone would be like, oh, I don't really want to tell them. Like, you made a great point on, like, you know, I don't feel like explaining this or that. But that could also be said. That could be the statement of, I don't really want to go into it, so that it's not for you to know right now. If we move further, then yes, I'll tell you more in detail. So it's not necessarily you have to lie about it, but you don't have to go into detail. You have the right and the power to not say what it is until you feel comfortable enough. I don't feel comfortable enough telling you what that is right now. that person most likely is going to accept it. If
and
they
then I
don't
think it makes
accept
it more special when they do be like, okay, this is what
I feel comfortable enough to say
Yeah.
this. And like, if they don't accept it, then that's not the person for you. Or if you just don't feel comfortable enough telling that to anyone at all, period, then maybe that's something you should not be doing, you know? So if you're not comfortable enough in yourself to do that, then it's going against your own values in a way that you don't need to be doing it, or you're not with a person that you need to be telling you with, and why are you spending and putting that much time into that person if you feel like you can't explain that? And so to me, it still comes back to the thing of tell them if it's not important, or if they are someone important, tell them. Either way, there's no point in trying to hide something or lie about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can understand not wanting to explain it, not wanting to go into detail.
I told this one dude I was an accountant. He didn't ask me no more questions. I said, great, we can talk about something else. Because I'm like, I don't really care to keep, like, you know, but if it's somebody that I wanted to, like, actually spend more time with and actually get to know, then it's like, all right, cool, we can have this conversation. But it's not all the time that because as soon as somebody asks that, it's like, damn, okay. Because it be random Ubers and shit. I'm like, okay. I'm either going to lie so he can shut up, or I'm going to really tell him what I did. Yeah. All right, like, I guess we're having this conversation now. I'm lightening you. And sometimes I be in the mood for the conversation. Like sometimes I'm in the mood to tell him, because I'm like, all right, he's cool. Like, let me just tell him what's up, and we have a cool little, you know, make the ride go by faster. Sometimes I'm like, I just really don't want to talk about this shit right now. Like, I'm trying to be me and not content me. Like, I'm just trying to chill, you know. So, but yeah, I feel like if it's somebody that you really, you know, plan on vibing with and shit, just tell them what's up from the jump. Because I got to a point where I just said what it was right away. So it's like, either you fucking with her or you're not. Either way, I'm not stopping. So you need to figure it out, actually. What do you want to do? Because I'm not stopping it.
Right. This is what it is. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I was telling her. I was like, it's unnecessary. That's an unnecessary lie. Just say, you know, hey, we just met. I'll let you know what I do later on down the line. It's too much to go into. Right,
but you also gotta, like, I get that part, right? I get all parties, because I'm also like, it might make the other woman feel like, well, damn, like, even more suspicious. Like, that would make me think, damn, what the fuck you hiding? Like, you out here, like, you know, whatever. Like, so it could also make a person kind of like skeptical of you now, because they feel like you're keeping something from them. So it's like, but it takes a mature, it takes a mature person to be like, okay, I respect that. Tell me in your own time. But you gotta understand, like, some people's not. Some people is not. They gonna be like,
why do you want to be with someone who's not mature enough to handle that?
That's true too. That's what I'm saying. I understand.
If they really were like, oh, I'm just gonna go do that, and I'm like, you're not for me. But a lot of people aren't confident enough to have that conversation in their own time, and they feel like because someone asked, they have to say.
Okay. So let me ask you. I'm sorry. This is your interview.
I don't know.
I wanted to ask you a question. So let's say that, you know, not me, of course, but like, say like we went together and you were like dating this girl, right? You like, maybe it's like your, not dating, but like going on dates, like that's dating. You know what I mean? And you know, she asks you what you do off jump, right? And you tell her, because you're like, okay, you're trying to be an honest person and stuff. Are you getting into detail in what you do? So are you telling her about, like, I can say stuff on here?
Yeah.
You telling her, like, I'm sure like stripping is something easy and fun to talk about, but are you telling her about the pagan, or are you thinking like she might be more, I don't know, you gotta wait it out and see, like, if you really vibe with her like that, to see what you say about that. Because I know that might be like for me, like when I would tell guys I was a dominatrix, I'd tell them everything else, but I'm like, I'm gonna skip around the pagan part for now, just because, like, I don't know what type of dude you are yet. I don't know how much I'm feeling you to get into that, but sometimes I wish, like, I would have just said what it was, just to get an idea on, you know, and then maybe shed some light on it, because some people look at it like, oh, this is gay, this is this is that, this is that.
I know.
You know what I mean?
So exhausting. It's just, everything is gay, and it's annoying. I'm tired of people saying, like, it's just so much stuff. This is gay, that's gay, this is gay, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't have to like it, but don't label it as something. It's like,
and it's crazy because, like, for me with the pagan, like, I never looked at it as something that was like necessarily gay, but I was like, how the might be a little bi-curious or something, maybe, you know, but I feel like that comes with like not being educated on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, once I started understanding, I'm like, oh, okay, like this makes sense. And I started doing it more frequently. But I would say I do get a lot of like, you know, men that are DL, because, you know, they be like telling me like they really want the real thing. But it's like, you know, like warm me up into it. But it'd be the same men that be like shit like that be on Twitter. Like I just decided this is like 2 years ago, I just decided to look at this one dude page that I had pegged before. And like it was some paid shit. So I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't even record the shit. But like he one of those like very well like he not with like gay shit. And I'm like, how you that like homophobic, but you are willing to be pegged? And I'm not saying that because I think pegging is gay, but I'm saying that because it's like, it's how you like what? Like
open-minded but closed-minded at the same time.
Open-minded and closed-minded at the same time. Like that shit don't make no sense. Like
it does not.
You know what I mean?
Make any sense at all.
But I think it's interesting, like on my part, how I get guys that want to be pegged, and a lot of it comes from fear of them like talking to their partner about it, because it's fear of being gay. Like they gonna think their partner gonna think they're gay, and they gonna stop fucking with them. You know what I mean? And I think it's sad, and I think I wish that men had more room and comfortability to like be themselves and not be judged so hard. I feel like the world will look be a better place if like men would be able to express their feelings openly and not get judged so hard, especially black men. You know what I mean? Like they are criticized down to the fucking ground, like, and it's crazy. Like they can't do nothing without being gay. I'm like, damn. And they get like his booty rubbed on without being gay. I'm like, what the fuck? Like women like rubbing booty.
They're mad like, oh, you smoking a hookah? That's gay.
That's gay. You sucking on shit. Like,
yeah. I think that it's just like the orgasm from being pegged is very intense, I've heard. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I can understand not being comfortable with letting with just laying. I can understand just like not automatically being forthcoming with your likes and dislikes, but at the same time, if you're not gonna be happy if you keep a part of yourself from your partner. It's like at some time it needs to be discussed, because it's just like that's just like women that say that their partner doesn't please them, but they haven't told them that. So it's just like, so you're just never gonna be pleased. You're gonna always have this bad sex, so to speak, because you haven't told him
like, hey, you haven't actually made me come.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, we need to do something different.
Right, and then because sometimes like not everyone comes from penetration. I was like, maybe you need to throw some little stimulation in the mix. But if you're not willing to express that, you're just gonna be like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
And
you can't expect him to know what to do if you don't say nothing, like, you know? So, yeah, I understand that 100%.
Yeah, so
I stopped fake moaning years ago. I'm like, look.
Real moans only.
Real moans only.
Real moans only, yeah, because
you're not hitting this shit. Like, I used to, like, directly, like, you're not on the clit. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to, like, move your head a little bit. There you go. Like, now we're there. Now I have to, like, navigate you. Like, I'm a fucking GPS system. Like, but it's crazy, like, how some dudes really don't know where the clit is. I'm like, are you serious? You don't know where the clit is. You've never seen it. That's wild. I guess some girls have very little clits, but, like, it's in your face. Like, it's not that hard of a part to find.
And if you can't, like, just say, you know, sometimes I think it's like an eagerness. Like, especially if it's someone that it's like, ooh, I've been wanting to do this for a minute. Let me just go ahead and just hop up in there.
Yeah.
Hop up in there.